Okay. The TWAB just dropped. Let's see. The recap of recaps Armors 3.0. Uh-oh. Did they just give us the same stuff again? We shall see. Let's see what we got. All right, this week in Destiny, June 26, 2025. This week in Destiny, we open more doors. Some could call them portals into the edge of fate. Kepler's destination, Armor 3.0, and our brand new gear tiering system. There's been so much to share lately, and today is no different. We'll be chatting more about our goals for the new systems and sharing more details about our updated season pass, the reward pass, and here's the breakdown. So we got another save the date, which I'm assuming is next week, the 1st. The live stream recap, Armor 3.0, abilities balancing tuning, season pass updates, and then Bungie Day is coming, so that'll be 7/7. All right, so let's dig in. This one looked like it's kind of meaty here, boys. All right, let's see what we got. Tune into our next developer stream. The next developer stream, part 2, gonna be July 1st, as suspected, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. This week was all about Armor 3.0 gear tiers in the sandbox. Next week, let's chat a little bit more about Kepler and what's going on with the Edge of Fate. So join us July 1st at 10 a.m. for our second Edge of Fate developer stream. We're planning to give you a glimpse of the campaign, crank up the difficulty with the new world tier system, and let you see how this will and let you see how this and all the other sandbox changes come together. We'll also have the dev team on the floor to share many details about power progression, the portal, guardian ranks, and quality of life. Everyone watching our developer stream on the Bungie Twitch channel for at least 15 minutes with their Bungie ID, Bungie account link will earn the Observer Effect emblem as a Twitch drop. I like that. That looks pretty good with the little shield looking like it's flying. Ionians and Exiles of the Nine. Oh my! If you couldn't attend the first reveal stream for the Edge of Face, we've got your back. First up, here's our developer insight discussion discussing Kepler, a new destination that's home to the Ionians and the Exiles, the circumstances that have shaped their existence and the conflicts that they find themselves in. Also, new destination abilities, baby. So I'm sure that's the conversation about Matter Spark. We'll come back and watch this and see if there's anything they added to it. And then so we have the developer live stream. Our developers also got to share more information about gear tiering systems, where weapons and armor can gain bonuses the higher the tier, seasonal gear and the artifact, and how they would interact with each other, plus Armor 3.0. Um, Department of External Observations, Incident Archive. Is this like a beginning of another ARG? Classification: anomalous object filed by audit agent Perry. Description: a leather-bound binder locked with a numerical code, and that's what the numerical code would be. It's black filled with documentation regarding something in space and blank. The binder is scarred with an unknown residue like rubberized mold. An addition has been made to the pages within blank. Otherwise, the binder itself appears to retain its original properties and pages. What's going on, Pixel Princess? How you doing? I appreciate the love. I'm feeling good today. Just listen, just reading the TWAB, trying to check out, see what's going on in the Destiny world. This binder contains classified information. Information has been stricken from this audit. Agents may request access directly from Director Moffat. Report. A DEO binder disappeared from a DEO test site on March 20 something, 19 something. An anomalous object was found in the back of the lot outside. Real quick, hold on. In the back of the lot outside DEO site number 7 on the ground. It has been confirmed on 3 separate occasions that this object is, in fact, the very same blank binder that the internal site initiated this audit to recover. So they recovered it and it went back to the same spot on 3 different times. There's no missing information, but the DEO cannot assume the information within it has not been copied, and the addition to the binder's content brings up the question of its origins. The II, whoever that is, will transfer investigation of this matter to a more appropriate internal department equipped to analyze temporal something. Appreciate it. I'm doing great too. It's TWAB day. There's no way that it couldn't be a great day, right? And then Discover More Lore, Year of Prophecy, Collector's Edition, now available in the Bungie store. Nice. So you got a Warlock with some wings. Is that a javelin that this hunter is holding and a shield the Titan's holding? Does look kind of badass. I won't lie. It looks good. New armor for a new beginning. Armor 1.0 laid the groundwork. Armor 2.0 built upon it with the perk and flare. Armor 3.0 adds a whole new layer that will allow more build crafting opportunities than ever before. Here to talk about that is our Destiny 2 armor team. With the release of Edge of Fate, any new armor release will use the Armor 3.0 system. Don't worry, the armor rolls you already have won't change. They will just have their stats move over one to one as described a couple weeks ago. While the system was featured in the developer insight video linked above, here's a quick overview of how things will work. All right, so set bonuses. Think of set bonuses like an origin trait for armor, a reflection of that armor theme that you can fold into the way your build plays. Set bonuses are perks granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of armor from the same set. This allows you to either blend 2 separate sets or commit to two separate sets or to commit 2 bonuses from the same set. Each set bonus has been built with the approach in mind. We're looking forward to seeing what you creative guardians manage to put together with these new tools. What you up to today, Pixel Princess? The benefit that set bonuses provide cover a pretty wide range of options, from brand new effects to more familiar tools in a package. We've included a pair of examples below. So the Ionian Renew set has force at the 2-piece. It has force converter so that after final blows with the missiles, rockets, or grenade launchers, excuse me, my voice is a little scratchy, you get a speed boost. And with the 4-piece, once per activation of amulet servos, sprinting at critical health, being suspended, or being slowed by a stasis effect will immediately grant speed boost for a short duration. And tech sec is called Wrecker. You deal significantly increased kinetic damage to overshields, combatant shields, and constructs. And the 4-piece bonus is concussive rounds. Defeating powerful combatants or breaking a combatant shield with kinetic damage releases a disorienting kinetic shockwave. That actually sounds kind of fire. All right, so armor archetypes. One of the major focuses for us when redesigning armor, when redesigning how armor works in the Edge of Fate was clarity. Not only do these changes help newer guardians acclimate to more complex build crafting, but they also help experienced players quickly evaluate individual armor drops and decide what is the best fit for their build. Armor archetypes are a key part of that effort. Each Armor 3.0 drop has a randomly selected armor archetype. Each of the 6 available archetypes are themed around a specific playstyle and determine the 2 highest stats on each piece of armor. Each piece of armor will also roll with a tertiary or lowest stat randomly selected from the remaining 4 stats. Playing games, and how long have I been playing games in general? Since I can remember, man. I started playing Nintendo, like Super Mario World. I mean, it's Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt was like my first experience with video games. So maybe I was like 5, 6. So a long time, and you see these grays, so that means I'm old. All right, so overall, we found this system. Overall, we found this system makes it much easier to earn armor when the stats are landing where you need them to be, rather than in stats you don't want for your build. So let's see what that works out to mean. So Paragon is primarily super and secondary melee. And then Grenadier naturally is grenade and super. Specialist is class primary with the weapon secondary. Brawler, naturally you would know that would be melee, with health secondary. Bulwark is going to be health primary and class secondary. And then lastly, Gunner is going to be primary with grenade secondary. Me personally, I'm probably going to run Gunner. Because weapons, the only other weapon stat in there that's secondary is specialist, but I probably don't care very much about a class stat. So that's probably what I'll be running. Masterworking. With all the new and shiny armor, set bonuses to try out, you want to make sure that it's easy for you to try out a new piece of armor. So we've updated the Masterworking system for any Armor 3.0 drops. Yeah, man, I love to play games too. I'm a father. I'm also I work full time, so I find time to do this stuff. But yeah, it's always rough trying to juggle many different tasks. But I'm sure you're good at it, and I'm sure you're figuring it out. So all armor 3.0 drops will have their maximum energy available regardless of masterworking level. Okay. Masterworking armor no longer increases all stats. The amount granted by the primary, secondary, and tertiary stats roll will not change with the exception of armor mods. Masterworking now increases the lowest 3 stats of that piece by 1 with each level. This has a maximum of 5 in each, or 15 stats total. Okay, that's a good change. And then gear tiers. So this is basically going to tell you when you're in this world tier or you're in that tier, this is where your gear is going to drop at, and then what it'll be converted to from armor 2.0 to armor 3.0. Um, a piece of gear's tier represents its quality and strength compared to other legendary drops. For example, higher tier weapons can drop with enhanced perks, special weapon mods, and at tier 5, unique visual effects. For armor, this primarily influences the total stats of each piece of gear. However, tiers 4 and 5 have a couple extra bonuses, an extra mod for energy going up to 11 at tier 4, and a randomly selected tune stat at tier 5. Tier 5 armor will always drop with a perfect stat roll of 30 in its primary stat, 25 in its secondary stat, and 20 in its tertiary stat. Nice. So this is where your armor is going to drop in each tier. Tier 4, you get the extra mod energy, and tier 5, you get the randomly tuned stat. So armor with a tune stat has access to a tuning mod. Also, allowing you to choose between moving 5 stats from any other stat to your tune stat, or balance tuning, which increases the armor's 3 lowest by 1. So that's kind of like artifice, or it's taking the opportunity to move it wherever you want to, wherever you want it to be. I said, by the way, I draw some cool stuff. I draw digital art. That's dope. Yeah, this is my hobby, so I'm assuming art is your hobby. With all of these changes, you might think that your current armor just won't cut it anymore, but that's not the case. Legacy gear will still be useful and a great on ramp with the new system. We'll have more information on how to earn higher tier gear, specifics on weapons, and more in an upcoming article. All right, so these are your AI renewal strides. This is the one with the force converter and the reactive converter. It has 11 energy. And it looks like they've done the tuning and put the extra 5 into class instead of it being in one in all of the 3 lowest slots. So that makes sense. We also took a look at seasonal gear and refactored it into new gear to provide focus for build crafting throughout the game's various activities. New gear can offer more lethality and PvE content, drop with seasonal power bonus, and receive bonuses from current seasonal artifact. It is also easily identifiable with the unique color, border, and icon background so that you'll always be able to find it. Specific weapons will also be considered new gear. And I think they covered that a little bit, where some of the exotics and exotic armor was being considered new gear, like a curated list of them. There will even be an exclusive PvP playlist where players must use new gear to face off with each other, with the intention of being to create a more even playing field for newer players and to test out builds for those who want to experiment. New gear will include a 10% bonus for weapon damage and a 15% bonus for damage resistance. These bonuses will not apply to PvP or the contest mode of the upcoming raid. We will have additional information at a later date on how this system works, what gear qualifies, and more. Exotic armor. So long term, we hope to eventually add support for exotics to access the benefits of higher tiers using a dedicated system that reflects their nature as a unique centerpiece of your build. Although this system won't be ready for the year of prophecy, we want to make sure that exotic armor could benefit from armor archetypes and the reworked masterworking system. While your existing roles will be converted 1-to-1 to the new stats, new drops of exotic armor will be upgraded to Armor 3.0. This means they will have their stats determined by archetype, receive the new masterworking system, and drop with full mod energy by default. While these drops will not have a specific gear tier, their stats will roll as if they were tier 2, 58 to 63. Once masterwork, this should be comparable to all but the very best Armor 2.0 rolls. To make this transition a little easier, Ada 1 will be offering 20 free focus exotic armors per account to anyone who has tower access prior to the release of the Edge of Fate. This special focusing will be available throughout the year of prophecy and will allow you to focus any non-class item exotic from the final shape or before with an archetype of your choice, as long as you have it unlocked in collections. Ooh. As for exotic class items, they are the only armor from before the Edge of Fate that will be fully converted into the new system. Each one of them will receive the maximum stats available for an exotic, 30 in the primary, 20 in the, oh, they're only putting 20 in the secondary stat instead of 25, and 15 in the tertiary stat, and 13 in the tertiary stat. Do I have Discord? No, I don't have. Well, I have a Discord that I share with my clan members, but I don't have one of my own. If that's what you're asking. Let me see. Where was I? To prevent this from massively increasing the number of possible class item rolls, these stats will be assigned based on the rolled perks. The archetype being determined by the left perk, and the tertiary stat by the right column perk. However, this does mean there can no longer be they can no longer be upgraded to artifice armor and will lose any existing artifice armor slot. Okay. Let's talk about gear swapping. Dun 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 dun. Here it is. We knew this was coming. We knew they were going to do something about gear swapping. We want to highlight one specific change we're making to to a specific Warlock exotic chest armor come July 15, that we missed in last week's TWID. For those who aren't too deep into buildcrafting, many guardians have been leveraging an interesting strategy mid combat or boss DPS with exotics like the Sanguine Alchemy, where they swap gear to take advantage of alternate exotic bonuses that better fit in the current point in the encounter flow. This is to maximize their efficiency and output, resulting in pumping out some incredible boss bakes, especially in ultimatum dungeons. While we fully applaud those throughout the community who want to push the needle as far as it can go, we found that this is presenting balancing issues where it feels mandatory, and we don't feel the main draw of the exotic should be centered around swap centric strategies. So, Sanguine Alchemy. Swapping to this exotic in combat will apply a 10-second cooldown before its perk can be activated. Much like the changes to melee stacking in last week's twab. I'm not used to saying twid. We want to be able to make exotics that meaningfully change your gameplay, and at current, these types of behaviors are constricting how much we can push this bar. The above change is a minor first step that's targeting one exotic during our launch window, but we'll be taking a larger approach later this year. When this holistic fix is implemented, we will re-examine this change and see if it is still necessary. All right, featured exotics. Starting with the Edge of Fate, certain exotic armor and weapons will be specifically featured, gaining the same benefit as new gear, and will change with each expansion and major update. At the Edge of Fate launch, 28 exotic weapons and 15 exotic armor for each class will be included, and including all the new Edge of Fate exotic weapons and armor. But don't worry, even if your favorite isn't on the list, you'll still be able to use it almost everywhere you go. So here's the list of the Warlock, Hunter, and Titan exotic armor that will be featured in all of the weapons. Balancing the scale of abilities. Oh boy, we know the Warlocks, we didn't get any armor buffs last week, but we about to get our behind tour because we know we use abilities. Stats and abilities go hand in hand, so it's only fitting that we share the remaining upcoming ability changes in the Edge of Fate. If you recall, we spoke about melee tuning, and other various ability changes in last week TWAB, so check out that info. We spoke about prismatic changes a few weeks ago, but to summarize, it's been a bit hot since release and has made some changes. It's been a bit too hot since release and has made some challenges trivial. So we're reining it in a bit more in line with other subclasses. Warlock, Prismatic. Reduce the number of fragment slots provided by the following aspects: Hellion from 3 to 2, Bleak Watcher from 3 to 2. Dev note: the abilities per minute of the prismatic, the abilities prismatic of the prismatic subclasses are very high, so we're pulling down a small amount of efficiency out of their engines to achieve a healthier balance of gunplay and ability uses. Looking forward, we'll be working on making sure the prismatic subclass feels like they have a variety of great builds. So prismatic strand, weaver's call aspect can now generate threadlings on any final blow instead of just strand final blows. Void pocket singularity, increase the pocket singularity damage versus non-boss combatants by 20%, increase pocket singularity damage the boss combatants by 56%. Pocket singularity was feeling weak compared to other melees, especially given its relatively short range. Titan Prismatic reduced the number of fragment slots for the following aspects: consecrations down to 2 from 3. So solar, so knockout didn't get hit. I'm surprised. Consecration aspect increased fragment slot. Hold on, what? Oh, on solar they increased consecration from 3 to 2. So Dev note, we're giving consecration an additional fragment slot in the solar subclass to put it above its prismatic counterpart. The pure concentrated solar subclass should have an edge here. All right, so Dringer's last aspect, increased tracking strength of base suspend wave and avian leaf exotic wave suspend wave. Increased base suspend wave travel distance from 20 meters to 30 meters. Increased avian leaf suspend wave travel distance from 30 to 35. So solar consecration aspect, ignitions no longer have 20% bonus damage. Void, the shield throw melee, increased projectile tracking strength by 77%. Arc, Storm's Keep aspect, benefits no longer stack when standing between multiple barricades. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then so the Hunter, Gambler's Dodge, melee energy return no longer requires dodging near an enemy. Dev note, with the armor stats changing and coming in the Edge of Fate, sources of ability energy will now scale based on your ability stat. This includes Gambler's Dodge, because this ability now requires some stat investment to get the full charge back. We're removing the requirement that you dodge near an enemy for the perk to work. This will make the dodge feel more consistent, returning energy on every dodge instead of only when enemies are near in an invisible circle around the hunter. Prismatic. Reduce the number of fragment slots provided by the following aspect. Ascension goes from 3 to 2, and Winter's Shroud goes from 3 to 2. So prismatic and solar, gunpowder, gamble, reduce self-damage from gunpowder gamble detonation by 60%. Final blows of all kinds now grant gunpowder gamble progress just instead of solar. And then on the solar subclass, on your mark, final blows, while the 3 stacks of on your mark now make you radiant for a short time. I like that. Activating your class ability now gives you 1 stack of on your mark instead of 3 stacks. Ooh. I don't know if that's a good trade-off. So we think Gunslinger needs more access to Radiant, so we've essentially allowed them to reach a 4th stack on your mark as a form of Radiant. Beyond this, we'll be focusing on further improving Gunslinger kit in upcoming releases. So Hunter's Arc, Ascension aspect. Ascension can now activate with the following perks: Armor Mod Reaper, Powerful Attraction, Outreach, Distribution, Bomber, and Dynamo. And then exotics, the Hoyle, the class item, and the Gerfalcon Overshield. So all classes in general, increase damage versus bosses, mini bosses, and champions by 15% for these grenades. So on Arc, the Flux, Arc Bolt, Flashbang, and Storm get 15% increase. On Void, Axion, and Suppressor. On Solar, Firebolt and Trip Mine, and the Rock Grenade on the Forerunner. All right, all damage types. Ability energy returns from perks and passive regains now scale based on the requisite stat. We covered this topic in a recent TWID, and here's the link. So Void, Devour, reduce Devour heal amount from 200 to 140. Strand, suspend, increase suspend duration from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. Stasis shatter, stasis shatter damage now stuns overload champions instead of unstoppable champions. So then Arc's Flux Grenade, significantly reduce base cooldown time, increase projectile size to make it a bit easier to stick to targets, and new rewards pass incoming. There are a lot. Why is there so many Ascendant shards? And that's 2, 4, that's 6 Ascendant shards in one track. Okay, it's a new era of Destiny 2. With that comes some exciting updates to our seasonal pass model. Much like yay olden times, there will be 4 reward passes available during the year of prophecy. And just like before, the cost of the reward pass is being reduced to 1,000 silver. But what we're really excited to announce is that every rank will be rewarding to earn day one. Hold on. Every rank reward will be available to earn day one, so you can get all the way up to 200. No more having to wait for a new act to unlock more ranks. We've adjusted them to feel more rewarding too. For one, we've refactored some boosts and added new ones, removing some that were determined to be less than desirable. New boosts offer comprehensive bonuses that apply to a wide range of content, as opposed to narrowly boosting specific seasonal content. Activity score boost now provides a 15% score bonus on all portal activities when fully unlocked. Prime Ingram boosts increase the possibility of desirable armor and weapons drops from portal activities. Lord help us, they're trying to send us in this portal. Weekly challenge boost allows players to complete their various weekly seasonal hub challenges faster, streamlining their access to additional high value rewards. XP boost has been refactored to apply a 40% bonus to XP earnings when fully unlocked, along with a 20% bonus to fire team members' XP. Additionally, the total number of XP boost items has been reduced to make space for additional rewards. Excuse me. Secondly, Premier Track armor rewards have also been reworked so that players will acquire a full set of both PvE and PvP armor, and the free track will offer 5 pieces split between the 2 sets, allowing players to unlock a partial set bonus for each. Thirdly, we took a pass at our reward allocation to assure that we are providing as much value as possible to all players. The allocation of various free rewards has been increased. The players will be able to acquire more cosmetic rewards within the first 100 ranks of the season pass compared to prior season passes. With a return to 4 per year, we reduce the pass ranks down to 110. Why the extra 10? You may ask. They're extra special. Okay, so that's this right here, 100 to 110. So you got a lot of exotic engrams, ascendant shards. So yeah, some shaders and ornaments as well. While we set out to reduce the overall grind and remove the time gating introduced during episodes, we still want to preserve some aspect of aspirational progress and chase rewards that are larger than our season passes provided. These additional 10 ranks are packed with valuable rewards for both free and premium players. Requires 500 XP each to earn and can only be acquired through gameplay. While we have assured that the first 100 ranks provide more value than before, we hope that you also enjoy having additional rewards to chase after reaching rank 100. Bungie Day is almost here. No, we didn't name this day ourselves. Our community did. Um, and we'll have more to share about the Day of Seven soon. As a part of our annual celebration for you, Bungie Foundation team is back to host another iteration of Celebratory Chaos as a part of the continuing mission to help distressed and suffering children through entertainment and partner with humanitarian aid organizations in time of natural disaster and crisis. The team is here to talk about the seventh column chaos. Hey there, Guardians. Bungie Day is right around the corner, and we can't wait to once again celebrate the chaos, competition, and the compassion of our Lightkeeper community. Bungie Day officially kicks off 7/7 and will run 7/7/29. And with its return, the second edition of our 7-column Chaos PvP tournament, 16 teams made up of Bungie Foundation supporters will sweat it out in the Crucible, battling through chaos modifiers to earn bragging rights and bring glory to their NPC mascots. Will the sweeper bots led Dust Bunnies led Dust Bunnies and Captain Clean Plays be champs this year, or maybe returning winner DeFizzle and Collins? What is that? That's Colonel's Revenge. Will push for the title again. Let's lock in and have some fun for a good cause. Matches begin 7/7, so stay tuned to the Bungie Foundation social channels for match times. Oh, so we have the matchups with the teams and what they'll be playing, who they'll be playing, and the names. Cool. Of course, okay, I like this. I already like this shader. It's already giving me nice vibes. Of course, with the new campaign comes fresh new waves of rewards to power the work. Of course, with the new campaign comes a fresh wave of rewards to power the work we do together, improving children's health and well-being through our Little Lights program, developing rapid humanitarian relief, and building inclusive, welcoming communities for all. We're bringing back 7 fan favorite emblems, plus an awesome slate of brand new items so you can rep the Bungie Foundation and push our vital work even further. We'll have more details to share soon. So the summer Steam sale. So now is a great time to buy some stuff on Steam. Now is a great time to catch up on past content that you missed as a part of Steam Summer Sale. Our Destiny 2 expansion bundles and packs will be discounted up to 92% starting June 26th and ending July 14th. This will be your last chance to buy the Final Shape Annual Pass or the Light and Darkness Collection before they are delisted on July 14th. So the Light and Darkness Collection is 85% off. The Legacy Collection is 90. Final Shape Annual and the Annual Pass is 80. Just the Final Shape and the Annual Pass is also 80. Then just the Final Shape by itself is 75. And then 92% off is Lightfall, Witch Queen, Beyond Light Pack, Shadowkeep Pack, and Forsaken Pack. If you missed anything in Destiny and you're on Steam, that is a hell of a deal. Player support report. Known issues. We already know about that. And then we have artist of the week, and then happy birthday, Kai. Okay, appreciate it. That was the TWAB for this week. There was a lot of information in there. They finally went ahead and officially changed the aspects and some of the fragments. We know that our next reveal stream will be next Tuesday, July 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully they come with it. They show us some new stuff about the portal. They talk more about weapons and tiering systems for the weapons. How do we get them? The time investment, because the last one was kind of meh. So thank you, King. Great. I'll see you later.